Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing vehicle from Specialty Auto Brokers down here in Miami. Right here we have a 2006 SRT8 Chrysler 300 in epic condition, adult owned, 4-owner vehicle, driven hardly less than 11,000 miles a year since new. The previous owner took very good care of this car. One reason we took it in as a trade-in. It was a trade-in for an SVT Raptor that we had in our inventory at the time. Just got traded in 2 weeks ago. Vehicle just got serviced. Tires on here are pretty good. Thread wear is good. These are barely like 5 months old. Of course, you got the beautiful slaughtered Brembo calipers and rotors. Vehicle is in great shape. Stock 20-inch wheels look amazing on this car. Again, these wheels, there's only like one or two on here that are, have some slight curb rash, which is, as you can see right here. But again, thread wear on here is pretty good. Same for the front. Thread wear on here is pretty good. You got plenty of meat here. Let's take a look inside. Everything works as it should on this vehicle. Plenty of power. Alright, so let's go fire it up real quick before we take it for a spin. Bone stock. All you got here is a catback system, like I said. I'll show it to you right now, actually, matter of fact. Let me just open up the hood real quick. But as you can see, just a catback. It, stock headers, stock everything else, just a catback. Alright guys, well let's take this SRT8 300 for a spin. Sitting inside this SRT, you definitely have some small little hints here and there and features that let you know that you're in an SRT. Besides that, it is going to be a typical Chrysler 300 interior. But once you sit and you place yourself comfortably in these bolstered seats, the two-tone leather and Alcantara is just an awesome combination, and it really does keep you in your position, even while taking corners and all that. Stereo system is also pretty good. It's a 6-point kicker system.
You're locked in the car.
So that works, so that I didn't get to show that to you before in any other videos. But let's go ahead and kick off the test drive. Right now we've got it in automatic mode and drive. It's a semi-automatic transmission, NAG transmission from Daimler Chrysler. Pop it over to the left to downshift, pop it over to the right to upshift, and you can choose as you please. Driving this car, it definitely does not feel like a 4,400 pound car that it is, and that's curb weight. I believe that the 392s and 300s are a couple hundred pounds more than the first generation, but the steering input and the feedback that you get while you drive this car is second to none. I mean, you do not realize that this car weighs as much as it does. It'll really take you a glimpse of looking at the label on the car, telling you the curb weight, to be like, wow, because it does really blow your mind when you are behind the wheel. Because I'm not here to insult any Mopar guys or nothing like that, but the steering input and feedback that you have on this car is pretty light. Almost like a hatchback steering response. Like, it's just an instant, quick response to the steering input. I mean, we're on this road right here. It's not like a typical typical big saloon, you know, it's going to take half a second or so to actually feel the response of the car when you put in your input for the steering. Also, the brake pedal feel is also very, very responsive with the Brembos. I mean, the car stops on a dime without even thinking twice. Besides that, it's also very remotely quiet in the car. Even with the catback system for my mufflers, which is, you know, a very simple job. This is, you know, it's not a full exhaust system. You still got the stock heads, you still got the stock Bank 1 cats and you know, catalytic converters. It's still remotely quiet, and you can easily, you know, go down the road here with somebody and have a conversation, and you won't have to repeat yourself. There won't be any drone or you know, excessive engine noise or excessive wind noise of any matter while you do so. I mean, the car is remotely quiet, and these seats, like I told you again, man, I mean, these seats are very, very, very comfortable, and they do hold you back in your seat when you know, are taking corners pretty fast. But, you know, it's got a lot of power and torque, very torquey motor, even in the stock form. I mean, you know, there's so much you can do to this motor, it's not even funny. And then for a remotely cheap price as well, you can modify this car. I mean, barely $3,000 you can have this car doing, you know, close to 500 horsepower to the wheel. You know, it's pretty insane. Considering the amount of bang for your buck you have with these SRTs, is pretty awesome. The only thing that really you need to be cautious about while buying an SRT, a 391 for that matter, is going to be the lifters. The lifters in these motors, they do tend to, you know, go bad if the car was improperly treated or maintained, whatever the case is. But they, you know, I've seen plenty of SRTs that have lifter issues. You know, but besides that, the motor is pretty rock solid. And this car, like I said before, it's, you know, fully adult-owned vehicle. The guy that had this car before, when he traded the car in for an SVT Raptor, he took great care of the car. AC is ice cold. Everything works as it should. Alignment is dead straight. Let me see if I can get on the road here so I can punch a little bit for you guys. And mind you, it won't even be a wide open throttle, it'll just be a partial throttle, but, you know, the car picks up and goes. This is the whole sleeper aspect of the car, which is awesome. You know, your typical Joe that's driving will never know what really this car is until you show them what's what, you know. You go to a light, show them what's what, and, you know, then they'll respect you. But people that are into cars and know the cars, of course they're going to respect you right off the bat. And this car, for its level, does compete with some pretty higher end cars, you know. And for the money, I mean, this car is relatively cheap to maintain. That's the beauty of it. I mean, this car, you do not have to worry about things going wrong. You know, in comparison to another car that would be somewhat comparable to, as far as the money factor goes and performance factor goes, would be, you know, nowadays you can pick up an S55 AMG or E55 AMG for the same kind of money that these go for. You know, you might have more miles on them, or you might have just around the same mileage as this one, but the reliability on this car is going to be hands down way better than the Mercedes, the W220 form. And of course, let's not forget the CL, this the W219. You know, from 2001 to 2006, the CL, they all share the same suspension, the ABC. ABC on those cars is pretty bad. I mean, when it works, it's awesome. Trust me. I mean, it rides like a cloud, and on the highway, it just rocks your world. But as soon as those struts and the ABC pump, the aromatic body control pump, goes bad, whew, you're going to be in for a nice little bit. You know, unless you know how to do the work yourself like I do, where you have an indie shop, an indie Mercedes mechanic that can do the work for you at, you know, half the price of a dealership, then, you know, if you've got the money aside set for that car, fine, so be it. But this car, you can literally put your foot down you know, red line almost all day, every day, and not have to worry about it. You know, and if it does, whoop-de-doo. It's not a big deal. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix. You know, and right now I'm at 3,000 RPM. I got plenty of power. That's partial throttle. You know, plenty of bottom end power. Again, like I said, this car can do so much more with just a few little bolt-ons. You put a few little bolt-ons in this car, and this car will be flying. But again, as far as a daily driver, grocery getter car, this is awesome. I mean, even if this is your permanent car and not a weekend car, whatever you guys choose to do with it, this car for the money, again, is you just can't beat it. You know, you have pretty much the internal of this car is a K-bus, because this is a Daimler Chrysler product. Back in the day when Mercedes-Benz and Chrysler were together, you know, so you have Mercedes-Benz components in this car, like you'll find in some other Mopar products like the Chrysler Crossfire, which, in my opinion, was not that much of a successful car. You know, but they, you know, SLK transmission was in that car. They pretty much used the same frame as the SLK. It's all similar, you know. Even with all the higher end cars that we carry in our inventory, you know, Porsches, M3s, M5s, GTRs sometimes, you know, a few Ferraris here and there, a few Lamborghinis here and there. This car, for the money, you just can't beat it. And like I said, I mean, you have plenty of rubber left in this car, and you know, there's not much else you could really ask for of this car for this category. And like I said, compared to the maintenance costs of other cars that are higher end up in the range, you know, like Beamers and Mercedes, reliability wise, this is going to be the best option for you. You know, and here at Specialty Auto Brokers, we are very upfront and very honest with our customers. You know, we, especially, you know, since I'm going to say at least half of the business revolves around us getting cars for our customers, you know, around the world, whether it be it from an auction or the wholesalers that we use around the country, you know, or we just pick them up at, you know, private owners' houses, whatever the case is. You know, we can get them, and you know, we are ASE certified mechanics that, you know, inspect the car thoroughly, make sure nothing's wrong with it, and you know, there's no surprises and nothing like that. We're very upfront with our work, and like our motto is, you know, we will never sell you a car that we would not drive ourselves, and this is definitely a car that I would drive myself. I mean, I've been driving it honestly for the past couple days, and you know, there's no looking back, there's no thinking twice about it. You know, retail on this car right now is anywhere between 14 to 16 grand at the highest. We have it priced pretty competitively at 13,500. We do also offer financing through many different credit unions and different banks that we use. You know, so it's definitely a fair deal. You know, if you're looking to pay cash, you can always give us a call at 786-427-5350, or you can also email us at Specialty Auto Brokers of Miami Sales. So that's the abbreviation for it. That's SAB of Miami Sales at gmail.com. You know, if you have any questions about this car, please feel free to ask away. You know, there's no surprises or whatnot. This car was serviced 2 weeks ago and it was traded in. We did an oil change on it, and we also did a coolant flush. Everything else is up to date. Like I said, you got plenty of rubber left in the car. And if you're looking for another vehicle, whatever it may be, you know, a pink Ferrari to a fully loaded custom Hummer H2 that we had on our inventory that we sold to another happy customer in Georgia, you know, we can get it done for you, and we get it done right the first time with our, you know, competitive wholesale pricing. You know, no hidden fees or whatever. But again, yeah, if you guys have any questions, you know, go ahead and give me a call, 786-427-5350. name is Sasha, owner and founder, Specialty Auto Brokers. Take it easy, guys.